Well, it is now just past 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. I'm happy to be here. I want to welcome everybody here to the live Instagram training, more tips and tricks that helped a medical doctor get 15 to 20 leads a day on Instagram. Now, I'm sure all of you would love to get 15 to 20 leads a day, and I've actually had a couple of sessions already. This is going to be part 3, the last of the 3-part series here on Instagram. First, what I'd like to do, I'd like to welcome everybody and just want to make sure that the camera is working and the video is working. So on the right over here, if you could just let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. I'm going to take a look. Okay, terrific. I guess we're ready to begin. So for those of you who weren't on the last 2 sessions, I'll just introduce myself for a minute. Again, first, I'm just letting you know that this is part 3 of the Instagram live training. I'm coming to you from northern New Jersey. It's just outside New York City on the East Coast of the United States. And I'm very excited to be here with you tonight. So in the first training, which all these trainings you're going to all have access to. In the first training, we talked about what makes a good bio, and we talked about how to use my favorite app for creating beautiful quotes. That was WordSwag. Last week, we did some other neat tips and tricks, and tonight we're going to conclude. I'm going to kind of go back a little bit and just go back. I've had some questions about screen names and consistency and branding, and we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. And then the second step, I'm going to talk about my favorite app for scheduling posts, and this is a real time saver. It helps me schedule my post for days ahead of time or even a week ahead of time so that I'm all set for the whole week. And I don't have to do that at the beginning. I used to set it every day, and we're going to talk about that. So without further ado, let me get started. I'll let you know who I am. My name is Dr. Steve Sabo because I'm actually a medical doctor. I'm a practicing emergency doctor. I work in the emergency room, and I've been doing that for some 23 years now. I'm married. I introduced me to the home business industry, and I was taken in by that. It was an energy company. I began to do personal development. I loved it. I love entrepreneurship, being your own boss, having your own business. I thought it was great, and I absolutely feel that way today. Presently, let me backtrack a little. So I grew up in the Jersey Shore, or the Shore, as we say out here in the East Coast, and about 60 miles from New York City, in South Jersey, southern New Jersey. And so now, fast forward, I'm an emergency doctor, home business, and I now have several home businesses. One of the businesses is a network marketing company with wonderful products, nutritional products. I have another business that's I market a non-invasive medical device. That's direct sales. And why I'm here with you tonight is because I also help home business owners and small business owners market themselves on social media, and specifically Instagram. I love Instagram. To me, it's a challenge putting a post of either a video or a picture A little different again from Instagram, and a different crowd as well. So that's why I'm here tonight. And if I just again backtrack a little bit, I remember when I started in the home business industry several years ago, and I, went on social media, didn't know a lot about it at the time, and I just kept seeing people have accounts, and I'm going to show you some examples of some of this stuff here tonight. What they would do is they would put accounts like I talked about last week that said, join me, buy from me, and that's all they did. And I think, and what I've learned, I took a course in Instagram, and I went from about 150 followers, and they were mostly family and friends. I was posting pictures of food at the time, and I learned how to market myself or my business, my home business, actually my social media marketing business, and I've attracted people to me, and I've grown my following to 12,500. Yes, 12,500 followers. So I don't do that to brag at all, but I do that just to tell you where I've come from and to show you that if an emergency medical doctor with no training, no past training in sales and marketing can do this, you can do this too. Yes, you out there, you can do this too, because they don't teach this stuff in medical school. So I took this course and I learned about this. I learned to use Facebook ads. I grew my Facebook account. My Facebook fan page was at 8 last August, and I'm at 6,000, almost 6,500 right now. We use Facebook ads. Not going to get into that tonight, but I'm going to share some, like I said, tips and tricks about Instagram. So let's get started here. The first thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is how to choose an Instagram name. Now, there's a few things to keep in mind, and again, I'm going to show you a screenshot of my phone and show you. But what I teach, and I talked about this last week, I teach attraction marketing. Okay, you don't want to be the guy that everyone unfriends or unfollows, except maybe your brother or your sister, because you're pestering them about your business, whether it's buy from me, join me, that type of thing, as I was just saying. So you want to, again, brand yourself, okay? You want to draw people to you. You want to be consistent, and you want a name that's easy to say and easy to type on a smartphone, okay? Because remember, most people go on social media on their smartphones when they're working or when they're out and about. Some do go on their desktop here, but most go on their phone. So you want to brand yourself. So the other thing to keep in mind is that shorter is better, okay? I use Dr. Steve Sabo, Dr. Steve Sabo. Again, I'm going to show you that. My website, and I'll give you these, if you want to follow me later, I'd be happy to share my contact information with you. So I have a Twitter account, Dr. Steve Sabo, my Instagram, Dr. Steve Sabo, my Facebook fan page, Dr. Steve Sabo. My website is drstevesabo.com. And if you look me up on YouTube, you'll find my over 250 videos, and that's Dr. Steve Sabo. So keep it simple. Some other tips here is try to avoid odd spellings, things that are not difficult, things that are difficult to pronounce or difficult to spell. The other thing is, and I'll show you some examples here, is try to avoid numbers, exclamation marks, hyphens, underscores, and periods. The simpler, the better. Now, if you have a name like Steve Smith, for example, well, there very well may be a lot of Steve Smiths out there, or John Smith, for example. There may be a lot of John Smiths out there, so you may not be able to brand yourself John Smith on Instagram. You may have to use John Smith number, 5 or something to that effect. So, oh yeah, you want the name to be your business, okay? Like Dr. Steve Sabo, drstevesabo.com, that type of thing. And oh, by all means, don't use your network marketing company in your name. It works, Steve. It Works _Steve. It Works Jenny, Skinny Wraps. Again, I'm not picking on the company. I'm just using examples. And let me now switch here, and I'll show you some examples of what my account looks like, and I will also show you some other accounts here. So let's go on Instagram. And so here's my account. On the top it says Dr. Steve Szabo. That's my name. And here it is. I have 12,400 followers, as I said. And anyway, so let's go down to my feed, okay? And let's see who I'm following. That looks like a nice post. Looks delicious. So I know I'm going to be able to find something here. If not, I can look it up, because there is always something. See, C_chap. I think a name would have been better, C_chap. Again, try to get rid of the underscore. Again, here somebody else did the same thing, underscore and then an underscore. Try to avoid that. It's much simpler. Listen, you can type it in, but it's much simpler to avoid that. Let's see. And here's one that used the dot. Not terrible, but again, it's not easy. So let me search in here, okay? So let's use the It Works, as I said. So here you see a bunch of people. You see It Works with Michelle, It Works _ Samantha, and Denise It Works Coach, Skinny Wrap with Sonia. So a few reasons I want to tell you why you should not do this, why you should not include the name of your MLM in your screen name on Instagram, or for that matter on any of your social media accounts. Couple of things. First of all, you want to brand yourself. You want to separate yourself from your MLM, from your network marketing company. You want to brand you. By putting the name It Works, for example, or Skinny Wrap, what you're doing is you're not branding yourself. You're branding yourself with your company. And you really want to separate yourself from your company here. And of course, if your company, for whatever reason, goes out of business, you know, you're going to have to change your name here, and you can change your screen name here on Instagram. It's kind of a pain in the neck, but you can do it. I used to have a different name, and I changed it. So let's see. So again, just to recap, you want to brand you. You want to be consistent between social media accounts. It should be easy to say and easy to type on a smartphone. It should be shorter, because shorter is better. You want no odd spelling, and you want to avoid numbers, exclamation marks, hyphens, underscores, and period, and you want to avoid your network marketing company name in the Instagram name. So that's kind of part one. I now want to go ahead to part two of this webinar. Again, it is not going to be a long webinar, as the last two were not. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going to make available all three. I'm going to make available all three of these Instagram Live trainings, and I will send emails out and get them out to everybody. So let's go on to the second part here. I'll just show you what this app is. So most of us live very busy lives. We live busy lives, but you know, on Instagram, I like posting in general at 9 a.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. Eastern. And I do another, you know, some sporadic posts in the evenings. Sometimes I do more than that. Well, we all have lives where we're busy, we're working. And so to remember to post at those hours is frankly very difficult. So there are schedulers out there, different apps that you can use to schedule your posts. And one of them is right over here, and it is called Hootsuite. It's the app here with the owl on it. I'm going to touch base on that in a minute. I thought what I would do first, though, is share my screen here and show you what it looks like on a desktop. Again, I don't really use the desktop. I do almost my entire business from my smartphone here, from my iPhone. But I did want to show this to you. So let me go over here. And the app I'm talking about is Hootsuite. So Hootsuite, they do have a free plan. Don't get scared off by the numbers here. But they do have a free plan, which is a limited free plan. It includes, you're able to post on 3 social profiles for 1 user. I mean, that's fine, 1 user. Unless you got multiple businesses going on, then you need a more expensive plan. And you can schedule messages. You can do it there. I happen to schedule to 5 social media profiles, so I use this one over here, the $19 a month one. And it comes with 1 user. It comes with bulk scheduling and some of these other things that I frankly don't even use. But what I do is I schedule it to my 5 social media accounts at the same time. Sometimes I have to break it up and put them on as separate posts, specifically the Instagram ones, because well, you know what, I'll show you in a few minutes, but let me show you how simple it is to actually use this, okay? Again, I have the professional plan. I'm going to shift right back now to my, where are we? My iPhone here, and I want to go into Hootsuite. So the first thing that you do is you're going to sign up. These are my accounts. Once you put them in, it appears like this. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to sign up, and you can sign up with one of your social media accounts, or you can create a username and a password. And then it's going to ask you what accounts do you want to load on here. And again, what you're doing is you're giving access to Hootsuite so that when you put the posts on Hootsuite and tell Hootsuite which accounts to post it on, they will then automatically post it for you, except with one exception. See, that's great for all of these, but unfortunately with the one we're talking about, Instagram doesn't let you do that. So what Hootsuite does for Instagram is that you get a reminder. I'm going to show you in a minute how this works with Instagram, okay? And let me first go into the bottom right here. This is the settings. And I'll just show you, if I click on the top button here, up here, it says social networks. And these are the social networks that I have brought in. I use 5 of them. This 6th one, I don't even remember what it is. But if you want to add a social network, you would just click on social network. You would click on whatever one you want, say Instagram, and you're up to the login page. So you do the login. You click login, and then it's going to ask you if you want to share this with Hootsuite. And when you do, you go back and the social network is added. So you would do that for each of your social media accounts. And again, I do it for the 5. And for those of you who know me, I spend most of my time on Instagram and my Facebook fan page. So you can set notifications here, and you will want to do that because I'm going to show you about Instagram. And so let's go back on the bottom left here, which is the main screen here, and this is what the main screen looks like once you've set up your social media account. So how do you post? Well, you click the pencil on the bottom. It's right down here. You click the pencil and you click go. And then the first thing you have to do is you have to click select social network. So you can post them on all of these accounts by just touching all of them, or you could click the bottom right button and it says select all. And what I'm going to do is, just for simplicity, I'm just going to do it on Instagram because that's the one I want to show you. The other ones are fairly simple. Again, if you use Twitter, you have to remember that the post has to be less than 140 characters or it will not go on. So sometimes when I write a long post, I have to eliminate Twitter here. But again, I really don't go on Twitter very much, so it really doesn't affect me. So let's say we want to use Instagram. We've touched Instagram, and now what I click is the Done button on the top right. And now what we do is we want to put either a picture or a video on. So if you want to take a picture, you would click the bottom left button. I'm not going to do that. And if you want to post a picture or a video, the second one here on the left is this one. It looks like a picture. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to show you the options. So this is pictures, okay? So here's a quote that I put, the one on the top right here. I used that quote earlier today. The middle one on the top is actually the kind of advertisement for tonight's webinar that we're talking about here. And the top left is a video that I created, and I'm going to post that tomorrow. So your choice is to do all photos, which is here. You see on the top over there with the arrow, you have other choices here. You can go right to videos, you can click on favorites, but one of the ones that they just added very recently is Dropbox. So I don't know how many of you have Dropbox, but it's kind of like an iCloud. And I have Dropbox, and I pay for it, and I get it. It's a terabyte of information, and you can link your Dropbox account with pictures to your Hootsuite account, which makes it very nice. If you put the pictures on Dropbox, you don't have to download it to your phone and take space up on your phone, and you can download it directly from there. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to use a photo from here, and I will post, let's see, how about, this is one I used recently, but I'm going to use it. Okay, and so it is now here, and that blue line on the bottom means it's downloading. And let's take a look at what the post is. This is an inspirational post that I created on the app that we learned about in Lesson 1 on WordSwag. You have to learn the rules of the game and then have to play better than anyone else. So what you want to do is you want to write some description that you're going to put on the post. And I'll just write a great one by Einstein. Put an emoji. I like putting emojis there. We can do that. And then what we do on the top right is the next button. So we touch the next button, and then these are the options to use. Now, if we put auto schedule, that's something that's set up and I used to use this. I don't use this anymore. I like setting my own time on custom schedule, but it's something that you can actually set up on the, I don't think you can set it up on the app. You can set it up on the desktop, and you can say that you want quotes only at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 3 p.m. And if you click it now, since it's 9 p.m., the next one would go, so this quote would be scheduled, auto-scheduled for 9 a.m. tomorrow. Now I'm going to send this now because I want to show you how this works, but let's click on Custom Schedule and I'll show you what that is. So if you click Custom Schedule, say I wanted to schedule it Friday the 28th at 9:30 in the morning. What I would do is set the schedule time, such as this, and I would click the OK button. But I'm not going to do that because I want to show you what it looks like to actually set an Instagram for a specific time, and then look at the reminder and show you how to actually put it on Instagram. So I'm going to cancel this one, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to click Next. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click Send Now. So I click Send Now and watch what happens. All right, now it says Publish. So this is a reminder that you get, assuming that you set it, for your Instagram post when it's time. You get a notification on your phone. You can also set it for a sound on the phone, and then you know it's time to put the post up. So you could either have clicked on that ribbon, I think it's called a ribbon back there, or you can click over here where it says notification published to Dr. Steve Szabo on Instagram. So now I will click view, and this is what happens, and it says Instagram post ready. Here's our post, and on the bottom here it says open in Instagram. So we want to click that button. Again, if you don't get this all, don't worry, okay? It's first of all, it's not that difficult, and I'm going to make the videos available to you guys. So you click that, okay? Here's the post. Keep in mind, like with my videos, it's coming out in the square format. I can't show you now, but there'll be a double arrow button if you want to expand the view to show the entire video, or if the post is not a square post, if it's a rectangular shape, there'll be a double arrow here on the bottom left in this area, and you would click on that and it would expand the picture or video so it fills the so you see the entire video or post. Now you want to click top right next button and click next again. If you wanted to edit it, it would be back there. Now what I had written, I think it was great post or great quote by Einstein, is now on the clipboard. So if I touch where it says write a caption here, all right, and then I touch it again, I click on the paste button, guess what happens? It pastes that on there. You click OK. Now, if you want to add a location, any of this type of things, you can do that. If you do want to simultaneously post it on Facebook, there's a button over here, or you can do it on Twitter or Tumblr here. You actually, I don't usually do this. I have Hootsuite post it individually. You would just click on the buttons along here. I like to add a location, tag a friend. I don't think I've talked about that before, but tag a friend would be, hey, if you guys like the post, tag a friend. Tell them about the post. So tag a friend, it's not a place, but somebody made it into a place in Staten Island, New York. So if you click on here, you actually will get underneath the post will say tag a friend instead of New York, New York, for example. And then the top right, you click the share button. So now we're going to look here, and there it is. There we have our post. First thing I do when I have my post here is I double click. I like it. And then we see below the post it says a great one by Einstein. So that's how you're able to put the post up there. I'm going to delete it because I just put that post up a few days ago. But you guys, I think you can see how simple that is. And again, when you're doing all your social media accounts at the same time, you can see just how simple that is. So I am going to delete this just because it's there already. And there it goes. So there was a kind of a quick Instagram webinar. Let me turn the camera back on here for 2 more tips and tricks from yours truly, Dr. Steve, on number 1, how to choose an Instagram name and the benefits of using names that will brand you. And number 2, it's Hootsuite, my favorite scheduler. So let me take some questions now, if anyone has any questions. And you can just type them in the bar on the right side here. I'm happy to answer any questions. Let me just take this Instagram, not Instagram, iTunes thing off the screen. So let's take a look at the chat and see if anybody has any questions. And then what I'm going to do to wrap it up, I'm going to give you my social media accounts. It was on that first page that I showed you before. I'm going to give you those social media accounts again. It's a short training. I think we're about 30 minutes into it. And the other Instagram trainings were also about 30 minutes. So short and sweet, Hootsuite. Sorry, bad pun there. So let's see. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Well, here's one. Okay, then, and you know, that's a good question. Have you tried any of the other posting services? And the answer is yes, I did. Um, I'm blocking as to the name of it. It was a good one. A friend of mine used it, but it did not do posts for Instagram, which is kind of what killed it for me. I was doing 4 of the social media accounts on that company, and then when I wanted to post Instagram, I had to post it at the time, and I got to tell you, it's difficult enough to get the Hootsuite reminders in the emergency room when I'm working to put my posts up. I do it, but to actually put the post up is just it's just not happening. So I used the company, and again, I don't remember the name of it, but it just didn't work for me because Instagram is really my thing. So any other questions for me? Let's see. Who do we have here? Okay, here's a good question, another good question. Are you going to be giving more trainings like this on Instagram? And the answer is, of course. I love Instagram. In fact, I'm thinking this fall of doing my own course in Instagram. I'll have to see how things go. But before I finish tonight, I do want to share my screen. I'm going to show you my social media accounts. I do want to say that these 3 trainings, the 3 Instagram trainings, live trainings, are going to be available. I will be sending out an email, probably not this week, late next week, towards the end of the week. We'll be taking a few weeks off while I'm on vacation at the middle to end of August, and then I will come right back and get back into the webinars. Next week I'm going to do, it'll be on Thursday. I don't have the time. I'll let you know in the next couple of days. I may do it earlier for the people that are in England that follow me in the UK. So I may do it a little earlier in the day. And it's going to be how to find your perfect prospect without bugging family and friends or buying leads. And this is a webinar that I did a few times a few weeks ago, and I'm going to do it again. It'll be my last webinar for a few weeks, and that'll be next Thursday, TBD, to be decided on the time. So let me just share my screen here with my social media accounts again before I kind of wrap it up here. So Instagram and Facebook, I told you guys, it's Dr. Steve Sabo, Dr. Steve Sabo. My website, drstevesabo.com. You guys, you can take a screenshot of this or take a quick picture. Feel free to contact me on any of my accounts. I'm happy to get back to you. If you want to email me, there's my email address. Again, all consistency, drsteve@drstevesabo.com. And if you'd like my free Instagram training, it's freeinstaleads.net. When you go there, you guys, you can sign up, for those of you who haven't signed up, and you get how anybody can get 5 or more leads a day on Instagram in just under 30 minutes. And it's my free ebook, my free training with more tips and tricks, kind of like we did on these last 3 webinars. And that's yours for free. On the thank you page, if you want to get more in depth on that, you can subscribe to the full Instagram training that I took that allowed me to go from 150 followers to over 12,500 followers, and it's the complete course that I took. And we have a special on that. Module 1 is only $5. So any more last questions? I think that's how you say it. If there are no more questions, I think we'll end it here. I want to thank everybody for coming, and I hope you got a great value, some tips and tricks from a medical doctor on Instagram. And be on the lookout for the email next week with a link to all 3 trainings. So I'm going to sign off here. It's been a pleasure being with you. Again, look for my webinar again next week on social media marketing. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.